What's up, everybody? It's your man, Christopher Burton, the People's Podcaster. All right, I had to come on today, man. I'm getting to the chase, man. And today's subject, AEW has more issues than we actually thought, man. Okay, so I'm going to be revisiting a lot that we talked about yesterday, also with stuff that's going on today. Man, when I tell you right now, AEW, they need to get it together, and they need to get it together like majorly, man, because the cracks are definitely showing within the armor, man. All right, so yesterday we talked about the media scrum and the issues and CM Punk just basically having his way, just making it all about him and everything, and Tony Khan just sitting there not saying nothing, not doing nothing until after the fact. And he's like, oh, I should have stopped it when I had the chance. I should have, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Well, if hindsight was 2020, and if wishes was fishes, hey, it wouldn't be no world starvation. You know what I'm saying? Tony, you dropped the ball. We all see it. You dropped the ball. You're too weak. You need to get out of your fandom, put your foot down, become a boss, become a legitimate boss. Because everybody has a boss in some way, shape, or form, whether it's yourself or somebody over you. Everybody has a boss. And either you have yourself or people under you or people above you, but your boss always makes the hard decisions, whether you like them or dislike them or whatever, or don't like them or whatever the case may be. You got to make the hard decisions. And that media scrum, you should have made some hard decisions, CM Punk. You should have made some real hard. Tony Khan, because this has got me so pissed off. And then, okay, we know about the fight that actually happened, right? We know about the fight that happened and everything. We know after the media scrum, CM Punk, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Ace, we know about all that, right? We know about all that mess. But now, come to find out, I'm thinking yesterday that Ace was just a guest of CM Punk and just kind of a hang around, because he trained him and everything and all this. But no, come to find out, AEW is going to try to fire this fool, man, because of that crap. So if they're going to fire him, guess what? This idiot was on the payroll. He was getting paid some kind of way, man. This is ridiculous. Tony Khan, you are paying out money and putting out money and unnecessary expenses that you don't have to do, which is stupid. That's stupid. You could be giving somebody else in that company some money that you're paying that dude Ace. Come on, man. Really? CM Punk got you like that? Tony Khan, you are becoming CM Punk's lackey. That's what you are. You are becoming CM Punk's lackey, man. If this dude telling you, hey, this is my buddy, he trained me. Hey, Tony, go ahead, give him a little spot, man. Give him a little, a little stipend or whatever and put him on the payroll. It ain't got to be much, but, just put him on there. Man, matter of fact, hold on, guys. I got the article right here. I'm going to read you this article real quick, man, about this, and it's coming from this article is actually coming from Ringside News. So here we go. Ace Steel is expected to be fired after all-out post-media scrum fight. Now, this is coming, like I said, from Ringside News, so I'm going to just kind of read the article for you so you can get your general idea. And I also posted the article in our Facebook group. If you aren't watching, you can go and read it. The link is in the Facebook group and everything and all that. So, but here we go, man. So, getting to the meat of it. During the post all-out media scrum, CM Punk went nuclear on Colt Cabana, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks. It was reported that Omega and the Bucks threatened to leave. Wow. They threatened to leave over CM Punk's words. Holy cow. I did not know. Wow. That's news to me. I didn't know they were going to leave. I had no idea about that. Wow, that's news. Sheesh. CM Punk got into an altercation with the Elite and this also involved Ace Steel, who had thrown a chair and hit Nick Jackson. Sean Sapp reported from behind Fightful's paywall that Ace Harris is expected to be fired after the altercation. Okay, and this is Sean Sapp. These are his words I'm about to read, and I quote: "We're told that Ace Steel cracked Nick Jackson with the chair, with another person saying they think that he's lucky not to be in jail. This is true. Several sources in AEW that we spoke with said that they believe Ace Steel will not be back with the company after this incident. PW Insider also noted Steele's wife said to have been around caring for Punk's dog. The story of Nick Jackson having a black eye came from Steele throwing the chair at him." Wow. Oh my gosh. Now this I did not know. Steele had been working as a producer. Wow. So CM Punk got this fool a job. A legit job. He had been working for a producer at AEW and played an on-screen role over recent weeks. Punk's backstage altercation could have also become a legal issue soon. Well, we know about that. I posted that too. We'll keep you updated on this ongoing story. Man, this is getting... CM Punk is toxic, man. I had no idea that this guy... Wow. I had no idea this guy even had this much pull. I had no idea this dude had this much clout in the company. I mean, I knew that Tony Khan positioned him to be the goose that lays the golden egg. I knew that. Okay, and seeing CM Punk coming back as a fan, it was awesome. It was cool. It was great, because fans have been clamoring for CM Punk for some years, and we got that. Okay, we're good. Now, CM Punk is really, really starting to feel himself and got this Ace Harris dude a job, and now Ace could be fired because of this, and then it could turn into legal action, man. This AEW, man, this is not good for y'all. I know AEW wants publicity, but this ain't what you want, man. When you're trying to, build a brand and really, really become a force in the wrestling world, this is not a good look. I mean, granted, yes, altercations happen backstage all the time at wrestling because you got guys out there with larger than life egos, and you're gonna bump heads, and then you're on the road with these guys and stuff, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You're gonna get issues with somebody because he say, she say, or whatever the case may be backstage. Okay, that's gonna happen. But Tony Khan, you got to, man, Tony, you're gonna have to step up, dog. You have to step up. There's no other way to say it. You are just being too soft on these guys, letting the inmates run the asylum, which I said last night. You're letting inmates run the asylum, and this is some bull, man. This is some bull. It's not looking good for you. It's not looking good for AEW. And I wonder, and I truly wonder what his dad has to say about this. Because he knows what's going on. He's close to it. Man, this is a mess, man. This is just trash beyond trash. I mean, and then CM Punk, you getting blasted from not just us on the low end of the podcast spectrum. You getting blasted from everybody, man. You getting blasted from Eric Bischoff. You getting blasted from Jim Cornette. Your co-workers, the people that you other people in the industry, man. And oh my, Harry, what's up, man? I'm glad you,
man. I can't see you, man. There's something up with your computer. Maybe since you updated it or something, I don't know. But either way it go. But I've been listening to you, man. And yeah, this Tony Khan have let this thing get out of hand.
Yes.
This guy is crazy. That Ace Steel guy is flipping nuts. And I heard he bit Kenny Omega. I didn't hear you. I don't know if you talked about that. But he bit Kenny Omega before he threw the chair at Nick
Jackson, yeah.
Nick Jackson and blacked his eye. But yeah, he bit Kenny Omega. That's an assault, right?
Come on, man.
That right there is a felony, man.
Dude, look, I thought this dude was just a lackey, a friend of CM Punk. That, I mean, he trained CM Punk and all this. I had no idea that this dude actually had a legit job with AEW. He was a producer.
Yeah. What did he produce?
It didn't say what he produced, but he was a producer for AEW.
Man, Tony Khan is a sucker, man. That's all it is to it.
He's letting this thing just go. Oh man, he's letting this thing get way out of hand, man. He's got to put his foot down.
Well, I mean, that's probably one of the reasons Cody Rhodes left out of there. Cody Rhodes saw it coming. He didn't want to have anything to do with it. and remember at the end, Cody Rhodes didn't even want to be a ESV, man. He didn't want to be that no more.
Yeah.
So basically he was trying to push his way out of that because he saw what was coming. And plus the AEW guys already had started complaining about all the WWE guys who had came in. Now they wasn't against Cody because Cody helped start the thing. Cody was there at the beginning.
Yeah.
But Cody said, man, I don't like the direction that this thing is going in. They brought in CM Punk. Everything just changed. CM Punk, man, just had his way. CM Punk is coming in and just decided, I'm going to bring in whoever I want. And you're going to give my man a job. And his man is toxic. His man is coming. His guy has come in and he's like, I got CM Punk as my right-hand man. I can do whatever I want to do. He probably
pretty much, man.
Yeah, probably treat the guys, man, in the back room, man, like they dirt when it boils down to it.
You know what? I wouldn't doubt it, man. I wouldn't doubt it at all, man. CM Punk, like I said, he is totally toxic, man. I had no idea that he had these kind of egotistical issues, man. Like I said, me and you, we've been around wrestlers, but a lot of these guys that we hang around, that we know, they are very, very humble.
Yeah, very
humble. Very humble. But they're cool. But I guess when you get to a certain level, to a degree, you got to have an ego. When you get on that level, when you get on that level, you got to have some kind of ego. And I get it, but keep it in check, man. Keep it in check. And Tony, CM Punk,
he believed in his own. He got to the point where he started believing his own hype too much. And anybody that any blowback against him, he has taken it to heart, and he's like, okay, man, I'm just gonna take complete control, and nobody's gonna tell me nothing in this business, and it's showing, and it's finally coming out, and the ugly part of it is coming out, because if you don't stop it, man, it's gonna balloon, and those voices in your head is just gonna continue on to purge you and to make you even more vicious, more of a vicious cycle.
And then you gotta think too, man. You got people on the outside, man, hyping you up. I'm sure hyping you up, making you feel even more invincible. And CM Punk, I'm sure he knows. In the back of his mind, Tony Khan ain't gonna do nothing to me, man. Tony Khan ain't gonna give me a slap on the wrist like, Punk, you should have handled that different, man. You should have did that. And guess what? That ain't nothing. That ain't saying, oh man, you should have handled that different, man. You gotta have to chill out, man. What is that gonna do? All CM Punk's like, okay, man, I understand. I get it. Walk off and be like, that sucker.
Oh yeah.
And be back at it again.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Tony Khan came to him like a friend, talking to him just like a friend. Like
I guarantee you, he did.
He didn't talk to him like a boss. He can't. He can't now because he had put himself in that position to where he is the buddy. And I understand, and man, but that's the way he's gonna come at him. I understand, man, and you are the man, and these guys, man, they gotta fall in line. That's the way Tony Khan, I'm sure he feels about it. And
it's too late for that, man.
It's too late.
To throw down the hammer now.
Yeah. Now Tony Khan will not be. He cannot talk to him reasonable. I mean, and he's probably under pressure now to fire this dude from a lot of people probably saying you need to get rid of this guy because this guy's going to cost you a bunch of money. His dad probably saying this guy going to cost you a bunch of money, so you need to get rid of him. But CM Punk is probably holding up and probably out here capping and talking doing everything he can to keep his boy around, and probably talking to Tony. Tony, we need to talk about this and everything. And he's probably trying to put the weight on the Jacksons and on not CM Punk, on the Jacksons and on Kenny Omega, and trying to say, they had a lot to do with starting this and all that, and that's why it all escalated. And I guarantee you CM Punk is trying to make a case for his man so his man can stick around. But that guy got to go, man. He's got to go.
I just want to know how much pull does CM Punk actually have in that company, man?
A lot. He doesn't have an actual position, Chris, but his contract, man, he probably paying him so much money, and he probably got Tony Khan believing, hey, I'm the only one who could pop $1 million. But to tell you the truth, they've only popped $1 million like 4 times this year. Since CM Punk been there, they popped $1 million about 4 times, and only 2 times it was credited to me. It was credited to CM Punk. When CM Punk came back, and one other time when CM Punk, I think when he wrestled Moxley on TV. The other 2 times, it was the pipe bomb from MJF, and it was what's the Japanese star came? They popped $1 million in.
Shinsuke?
Not Shinsuke. The
what Japanese star you talking?
The Japanese star, the bald-headed dude, the really tough guy.
Oh, Ishii.
Yeah, Ishii, and they had a couple other people. Bryan Danielson came back and all that.
Yeah,
that's what. Yeah, Bryan Danielson first came there. Ishii came there and all that. They got over $1 million then. But that's the only couple times, man, that really they popped over $1 million. It hasn't all been about Punk. So I mean, Punk is probably, like I say, I'd give him 2 times, man, where they got over $1 million because of CM Punk. And the rest of the time, man, they was doing that 800,000, 900,000. So I mean, how much are they really losing without CM Punk?
Exactly. And Eddie, thank you, man. Thank you for that comment, man. We're trying
no doubt, Eddie. We appreciate
it. We appreciate it. We're trying to bring you the best content in the world of wrestling, keep you guys abreast of what's happening if you don't already know, But yeah, man. I mean, but you gotta think, man, Harry, CM Punk, like I said, now that MJF's back, the narrative is about to change.
That's true.
And we know from hearing that media scrum, CM Punk ain't gonna like that.
No, he's not.
He ain't gonna like it. And I wonder if he's gonna try to do something to possibly sabotage this some kind of way.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of backdoor fighting going on.
Oh, good Lord, man. Yeah.
And so, I don't know, CM Punk. I don't think he's gonna stop with the attitude, the threatening, the threats, the bullying. That's not gonna stop. That's him. And him having to take a backseat to MJF, he's gonna do everything he can to make sure that don't happen. He's gonna try to make sure that don't happen, but it's definitely gonna happen because that's what the fans want. But he's gonna try to bully that kid in the back room, man, and try to put himself to where he's over MJF. And if he gets to keep Ace in there, man, that's gonna set a bad precedent, and it's not gonna look good at all. Because if Ace in there, then Ace is gonna feel that he can do anything that he wants in that.
Long as he's got protection from CM Punk.
That's right.
And, Avery, thank you, man. Thank you, Avery, man. Good looking out.
Yeah, definitely.
Glad you're tuning in. And but yeah, man. Long as I mean. I'm like this, man.
It's crazy.
CM Punk, like I said, CM Punk thinks he can do whatever he wants.
Oh yeah.
Okay, he already feels somewhat untouchable. He already feels like that. He feels entitled. Now, if AEW fires Ace Harris, okay, if they fire Ace Harris,
is it Ace Steel or Ace Harris? His real name Ace Harris, I guess.
Ace Steel. My bad. I don't know where I'm getting Ace Harris from. Okay, I know why I'm saying Ace Harris.
I know why wrestler. Ace Harris too. Okay. Pablo one time.
Ace Steel. But if they fire Ace Steel, is this really going to resolve anything, or is this going to make CM Punk feel some kind of way even more?
Man, CM Punk gonna really get upset if he does that. Then he's gonna feel like an army came against him. I guarantee you, that's how he's gonna feel, and he's gonna get even more narcissistic, and he's gonna because he's already think he's in control. Everything goes through him. He's really gonna get mad. He's really gonna stick his chest out and pretty much and try to put his position down in that company. He's definitely gonna let everybody know where he stands if Ace gets fired, and he's probably gonna try to bring somebody else in there, man, to play that same role.
Exactly, man. And you know, it's just I just hate for it to go down like this, man. But it's gonna happen, man. Somebody's like I said, somebody's got to rein this thing in, man, because this is just getting too out of control. You got too many Indians, not enough chiefs. I mean, too many chiefs and not enough Indians.
Oh yeah,
and now you got this, man. It's it's been boiling and boiling, and now the water's pouring out the pot, and there ain't no way to stop it.
No, that's right. That's right.
And it's just, and it's not, like I said, it's not looking good for Tony. It's not looking good for AEW because you still are trying to build a brand. You're trying to become a possible global force,
right?
In the world of wrestling, and this is not helping your cause, man. I mean, when you got Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks wanting to leave because of this mess, you got 3 of your major players wanting to leave.
Yeah,
and not even just 3 of your major players, 3 EVPs, man.
That's not good.
They wanted to leave, man, because of CM Punk and all the crap he was saying. And then you got the man.
And the whole thing about it, it's not just that they're 3 ESVs, man. These guys are the engine that built this thing. I mean, when it boils down to it, the Young Bucks, man, I don't care what Jim Cornette, because he doesn't like him calling them Cucamonga kids. He doesn't care for Kenny Omega or whatever. But they are the ones, man, that sold the tickets for AEW to put them on the map like they are. It wasn't Cody Rhodes. It wasn't nobody else outside of those 3. Those 3 was the main players. And then you had MJF, who built his own brand. But those 3 right there, to me, are the major ones that pretty much put this thing on the pedestal and got the wheels turning for AEW. And plus, of course, they had Tony Khan's money. But without Kenny Omega, you see what's done happened to the promotion.
Yeah.
And Kenny Omega is that important. You know?
And now he's back, he's coming back. But you almost lost him over something petty, man.
Yes.
Over something petty that you could have stopped.
Yeah, and the Young Bucks, man, that tag team division over there hasn't been the same way since the Young Bucks, man, have lost the titles. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say the Young Bucks are, they really they had a few matches with FTR or whatever. Should have been a bigger feud there. And I'm not going to say they're the greatest tag team ever in the world, but they are a very exciting tag team. And I think and that thing with Penta and Ray Phoenix and Pop,
that was
some of the best thing. That was some of the best wrestling within the last year and a half.
That cage match they had with Penta and all that. Oh my God, that cage match will go down in history, man.
But man, a lot of the stuff that they did is some of the best wrestling within the last year and a half, man. That's been seen anywhere, WWE or AEW, New Japan, any of them. Impact. Nobody has put on better tag team matches than them. So if you lose those 3, man, you are in some major trouble because why in the world? I mean, there's so many things that Triple H could do with them. Shawn Michaels can do with them. They'd be like, come sign with us. We might not put you on the big brand right away, but hey, Young Bucks, we can take you over to NXT. You can become the top champions right away. Kenny Omega, we'll put you on SmackDown. You'll become a contender right away. Or we'll put you on Raw. You're going to be a contender for Intercontinental Championship right away, and then you can move yourself up to the U.S. Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship because he's that good.
Yeah. And just think, man, WWE machine pushing them.
Oh, yeah.
Man, they would be bigger than anything they could dream of with WWE's backing, man.
No doubt. And it would be totally embarrassing for if this happened to Tony Khan, because we see how embarrassed he was when what happened with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes went back up there and just took off like a jet. And then you had you had everybody the AEW stands, man, that wanted to come out here and just bash Cody Rhodes and bash WWE for what was going on when Cody Rhodes went up there, and they know it was a bad move for move for Tony Khan to lose somebody like Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Now, YouTube viewer Lloyd Grissom, Lloyd, what's up, man?
What's up,
Thank
Lloyd?
you for
How you
tuning
doing?
in. Hope you're enjoying the show and everything.
Yeah.
Lloyd asked, "What do you think Tony should do now?" Basically, what do you think he should do? Because it's a mess, man. So, Lloyd, I know you probably tuned in late. You might have been watching it. I don't know. But I basically said, man, at this point, he's got the only thing he really can do is damage control.
Right, exactly.
Because it's too late to be trying to put authority on a situation that's out of control.
Right.
It's too late for that.
Oh, yeah.
Because the damage is already done. So the best you can do right now is do some kind of damage control. But as far as like trying to be an authority and try to, put your authority on CM Punk, it's too late for that. It's way too late for that.
He need to put a manager in control of the company. That's all it is to it. Executive vice manager, executive vice president, somebody that's going to be in control of the whole thing,
and somebody can be neutral. Somebody can be very neutral.
Exactly. You go right now. You go over to man, why in the world I want to call him Lord Steven Regal. You go to William Regal and you say, look, you're not going to be, the combat club. They can be their own entity or whatever, but you are going to be executive vice president in control of operations. Give that to him. Go to and go to Tony Schiavone and say you're under him. You answer to him. But the buck stops at William Regal, and he says, "I'm going over here to the Jaguars. I'm gonna hang with my father for 4 to 6 months, however football season long."
Yeah.
And then he comes back, and he comes back in a different capacity and just says every little thing. If you want to talk to me, Punk, I know we've been friends in the past and all that. I still look at you as a friend and everything, like everything. But everything goes through William Regal. And if anything gets messed up, William Regal, if he has to suspend you, he has to terminate your contract. That's up to him.
And
he's in complete control. And he's an authority figure.
Exactly. And he'd be like, if he has to suspend you, fine you, or anything like that.
Yes.
If he does it, it's like I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You need to have it set up, man. You got to have a chain of command, man. See, this is what happens when Tony, like I said, Tony done cornholed himself basically and put himself in a corner by saying, I can run all this.
Right.
I can handle all this from top to bottom. I can handle all this. You can't do it, Tony.
Gave guys
do it.
Gave guys total control. Gave guys creative control when he came there. Because remember, man, our old partner said, Tony said nobody had creative control. That turned out to be false. Malachi Black's verse 1 said that's the reason we went over there, because of creative control. And these guys not working much. No, they going out on the yacht with Tony, drinking, having fun, barbecuing, whatever they want to do.
Yeah, because you only work, like I said, at AEW, you might work 4 days a week or 3 days a week. And then you got all that other time to do whatever the heck you want to do.
I don't even think
you can go home. You can go home. You can do podcasts, whatever. But you basically work 2 or 3 days a week, and you done. And you got to check
if they work that, because you don't remember when they used to put their records on TV.
Yeah,
these guys, they put their records on TV. They'll work like it'd be like they've been in the company 6 months, man. 17-4 or 17-5. So they don't work 22 nights. So it's like you don't been in 22 matches. So I mean, and I guess you can't add working in if they come in and just cutting promos or being there. That right there, that is a payday. Because think about it, Jade Cargill, her record is 30-0. Jade Cargill
38-0.
I mean 38-0. Yeah. Jade Cargill has been how long she's been in AEW? We've been doing this thing for a year. She's been there for a year. So she's only worked 30. I mean, she's worked more than 38 nights because she's been there and cut a lot of promos. She's worked a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But she's only wrestled 38 times. So that's what I'm saying. He's very lenient with his wrestlers, how much they work and all that. And when you get to that point, man, you got people laying back it's like me and you owning a Burger King and telling these guys, oh, when they come in, how you want your schedule? Oh, your schedule can be. We're very say we're gonna pay you full-time rates, but we're very lenient on the schedule. Oh, you only want to work one time this week? 3 times this month? That's fine. We're gonna accommodate you. And then when you do that, and when these jokers at work, they don't really want to work, and they get more involved with gossip at the job than they will as far as working. They're gonna be more concentrated on that. Yeah. And then that's where beefs get started, when a whole bunch of gossip going around. And in wrestling, man, it's going to be toxic when you have a lot of toxic masculinity. You have a lot of guys back there and women, that's pretty much these. They believe in their, they prepping up their own egos. They doing what they can, man, to get on top. So it's going to be a lot of arguing in the back room. There's no doubt about that, man.
Now, Lloyd also asked, man, do you think Tony Khan is afraid to stand up to Punk? It sure looks like he is by watching the scrum. Yes, easy, yeah.
Go back and watch. Go back. What was the title of our other one yesterday that we did, Chris?
The one we did yesterday. Hold on, give me a moment. Let me go back and look. I'll tell you in just a second. Bear with me. Yesterday's video is CM Punk out of control. Is Tony Khan too weak to run a promotion?
Yeah, Lord, if you have a chance, man, go back and check that out. Yesterday, man, we went on a little bit over an hour, and I mean, we really had we really put out a real good video on that, and we pretty much touched on it a lot. And a lot of people tuned in, and we were having discussions with him. But yes, he's definitely
he's scared.
He doesn't have the gonads to stand up to this guy. He's not gonna do it. He sat there and he looked like a total idiot. He looked like an idiot sitting there next to CM Punk. CM Punk was in control. CM Punk was eating during that press conference, and he was drinking seltzer water or whatever he was drinking. He was drinking some kind of fruit drink or seltzer water or whatever. But and sitting there eating. Yeah. And no respect for the journalists that was out there. No respect for Tony Khan. And no respect for AEW as a company. No respect for his colleagues at work, the associates that he worked with. That was all about him. It was all about him. And I'm sure he cared about his friend Ace or whatever, caring about his dog. All he cared about was himself, and he talked about his wife and all that. And basically everything was about him. He bashed everybody for like 17 minutes of the scrum. He bashed Adam Page. First he talking about Colt Cabana. We haven't heard this guy maybe a couple times in the last 10 years. We heard his name probably 3 times, right, Chris? Yeah. In the last 10 years, nobody's talking about him. He's talking about that when after
that issue shouldn't even been brought up.
Yeah, after the show was over, he should have went out there and he should have put the shine on the company, and that way this company will put the shine on him and what he did and became the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And then, when they ask him a question about MJF, and he can talk about, MJF, he deserves everything. He's getting the adulation from the fans and all that. He says, but, he should have been saying, I'm still here. And he could have used that time to prop himself up, because
instead, he was up there talking about Tony got me wrestling these punks. These suckers. Exactly. And I'm like, dude.
And in the same breath, he was calling MJF a sucker, telling everybody that he's nothing. And then he talked about how great of skills that this young man have and everything. And I want to help the young people. But then in the same breath, the same sentence, he's switching like he got a split personality somewhere, Chris. Yeah, he's switching and he's calling these guys, man. He's calling these guys tomato cans that he have to
for real,
that he pretty much have to wrestle over here in this company, when I've seen guys like Lee Moriarty pretty much dominate 70% of the match against CM Punk. CM Punk is not where he used to be, and he needs to acknowledge that, but he doesn't want to acknowledge that. He did kind of acknowledge that a little bit when he came back after he got hurt in the last pay-per-view, not this one right here, but the last one that he got hurt, and he came back, and he did acknowledge that a little bit in the ring. But it's kind of like he done forgot about that, and he's back on his stuff, man. He's I don't think I know he's not on drugs. He's clean, but his ego, man, and I
it's
believe
out of control, man.
Yeah, he's out of control. Ace, I believe Ace have pushed this up. I believe Ace have boosted him up, man. That hey, and making him believe the hype, and all that stuff that we saw on what was it, Dynamite last week, or was it Raw? It was Dynamite. He come out there and he put that contract, and he slapped Punk and jacked him up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think all that stuff is real, man. That stuff is real, and that emotion is real. And he's pushing Punk, and he's been telling Punk, you this and you that, and he's got this man hyped up. So Punk, all the stuff that Punk is doing, Punk it's not imaginary. Punk is acting like he's acting like a high school running back or something like that. I mean, immature high school running back that's goes into a locker room gym and telling everybody, I'm the shiznit, and you better get out of my way. And it's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. And another one of our viewers, man, on YouTube, Live What You Love.
What's going on, Live What You Love?
Thank you for watching. Hope you're enjoying the show, man.
Oh, Chanel. That's
Chanel. Oh, what's up, man?
Chanel.
Glad you're watching it, man. Glad you're back, man. Basically said AEW's in shambles, which it really is.
Yes, it is.
And he wants to know, how have the tables turned since Vince left? Well, I'm going to say this, man. It's turned for the best, I think. I mean, Braun Strowman came back yesterday, but that was the way they did it was not good.
I don't like the way they did it because it's it's like, man, okay, Triple H is being seen as the leader right now, and he's leading because we've seen what he's done with Raw. He is taking that thing from 1.7 million viewers a week to up to 2.2 million viewers. Yeah. So he's jumped it up 500,000 viewers. They have passed SmackDown, which SmackDown is on free TV. So that's saying a lot. They have passed those numbers, and they on USA Network. Man, that's saying a lot. But I mean this thing with Braun Strowman. I mean,
the way they brought him in wasn't good, man. They could have brought him in a whole nother way. He took out four tag teams. That was not. I mean, I can see bringing him back, but you can bring him back in a whole nother way. That wasn't the way to do it.
And then he beat up 3 security guards. And who have we seen beating up security guards? Wardlow. And I'm sorry. I mean, Braun Strowman, he's better than Wardlow. Let's just put it that way. Way better than Wardlow. They didn't have to go that route. I don't know whose decision it was to do it that way.
Back in that manner,
they didn't have to do that. So no. I mean, I don't know what kind of splash or whatever they was trying. Hopefully this Friday on SmackDown they'll do something with it. They'll look back and be like, okay, that maybe wasn't the way to do it on Raw. We can do it a little bit different on SmackDown. So hopefully, they'll do it different on SmackDown. Z1, what's up, man? What's going on,
Z1? Z1, what's happening, man? What's happening? And let's get through some of these comments here because they're coming in pretty quick.
All right, man.
Chanel, keep up the great work, guys. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Chanel.
And Lloyd, another YouTube viewer, remember the Kingston promo with Punk? He told Punk that nobody wants you here, and that's a shoot from Kingston.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I remember that. That he said nobody wants you here.
And Kingston.
So they must really knew that Punk has a ego that's out of this world, and they know he's toxic. So they really must already knew this for him before he came in.
Eddie said that with a lot of conviction too.
Yes, he did.
A lot of conviction. So
yes, he did.
I mean, he wasn't holding no punches. Everything that he was saying to CM Punk,
he felt that, and
because I didn't think it was. I didn't know if it was real or not. I'm like, this stuff seemed very real, Chris. I was like, did they rehearse this or did they talk about what they was gonna say and telling each other, don't take it personal? Because because Eddie Kingston pretty much laid it out there. He laid it out there like, this is real. I'm not joking with you. I'm being straight up. Nobody wants you here. I mean, you're not good for the business. You put me down back in the Ring of Honor years ago, and I don't like you. And if we could have a real fight, I will have a real fight with you. But I know it's in the contract for me to lose this title. but I mean, not lose this title, but lose this match.
Yeah.
But I believe Eddie Kingston is like, if I could really fight you for real and not get suspended or not get fired, I will fight you for real because I don't like you, and a lot of people in the back room don't like you.
Yeah,
and, man, that was real emotion. There was no joking around with that. Eddie Kingston was right on the money, and we see what's going on right now. So, I believe Eddie Kingston 100%, man.
Yeah, and Z1 said Punk brought Ace in for security.
yeah. Oh, God, man.
Oh, man. And Z1 also said, I think they rushed Braun Strowman's return because of the AEW situation. I don't know if it was because of the AEW situation, but they did definitely rush his return. They could have used a little bit more planning on how to execute it, because it could have been so much better, but the come in and wreck 4 tag teams.
But you know what? I agree with Z1 that they rushed him back because of the situation in AEW. Because think about it, man. Clash was such a great event. It was a great event. And War of the Worlds, man, NXT. That was a great event.
Oh yeah, Worlds Collide. Yeah.
That was what happened the next night? What happened the next night? AEW's pay-per-view wasn't. It was good.
It was good,
but it wasn't great. We've seen better from AEW. But that media scrum took all the attention off all of it. That is what everybody started talking about. And Triple H probably like, man, all this work that we put in, and Shawn Michaels and Bruce Pritchard and everything like that, and they reacted. I'm sorry, they reacted, and they put their monster in the ring, just like Wardlow. They put the same, and he did the same thing that Wardlow does. So it goes to show, it's like, okay, we have no plans for Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman probably came to, like, me and Chris, we got a show coming up, guys, an independent show. But we gonna give no details. But we've had wrestlers come up to us and want us to put him in a certain situation. Braun Strowman probably done seen what Wardlow is doing. I wouldn't be surprised. He said, "Guys, put me in this situation. Let me do this." And that's just off of what you said a long time ago, when we first started this thing. Monkey see, monkey do. That's what people do. They see it and they replay it without even consciously thinking about it. And I think that's what happened, because that looked just like something that Wardlow would do.
Yeah, it did.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
And our man Lloyd said that's why Kingston's one of his favorite wrestlers in AEW.
Yeah.
I ain't too high on Kingston, me personally.
I'm not
but he does bring an element of realness. I will give him props on that.
And that's what I
because
like.
He does speak from the heart. He does speak from the heart. But for him as a performer,
hey man, look, I like the way he straps in the ring. That is one thing. Like I said, that's one thing I like about him. It's just, we have a friend who says he's going to be the world champion there. Of course, we don't agree with that. But that's what I like. I like Eddie Kingston. He has gotten up another notch with me. I'm giving him another star, Chris, because of this.
Wow.
Because of his realness, and how he went at CM Punk. All this stuff rings true. All these words have come back to haunt Tony Khan. Everything that Eddie Kingston was saying, all that is coming back to revelation, man. Everything you see in that right now, that right there needs to be put out to the wrestling world. Everything that Kingston need to put that statement out there. But if he does, then he's going to get in trouble with Tony and all that.
Yeah.
But everything he said, man, was 100% true about this guy. And I know some people out here, some people trying to say, "Oh, it's a work. It's a work." It's not a work. It's not a work. I mean, that'd be a very unprofessional way to carry it on.
Yeah, it would be. It would
put
be.
This out here, because man, this right here has gotten not even wrestling attention. It's gotten media attention. It's gotten attention outside of the wrestling world. Yeah, and they're gonna look at that like, is this what wrestling is about now? No wonder we got 16 million fans still staying away from it, because you got idiotic
trash and man. Crazy. Now our man DSK Lil's Town. I hope I pronounced your name right. Thank you for watching. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in, man.
Definitely DSK, Lil Town. Liz Town. Yeah,
Liz Town. He wants to know, but he or she wants to know basically how the momentum has shifted, and Cody knew when to get out.
Well, whew, man, I tell you, at that point, WWE was still down. Now WWE was still wrecking shop with SmackDown. They still was wrecking shop.
Yeah.
Actually, they was doing 2.4 million at that time with SmackDown. Now Raw was doing like 1.8, 1.9, and trying to get to that 2 million.
Yeah.
But Cody probably seen what was going on in AEW and that they had no real direction. Because remember, Sammy Guevara was getting the titles. Miro got hurt. Sammy Guevara winning, was beginning to. They was pushing him to be over. Young Bucks lost the titles. The tag team belts. I forgot who did they lose them to at that first time. That first time they lost them to
Lucha
Jungle
Boy.
Boy.
Jungle Boy. Yeah, Jungle Boy.
Lizard
Luchasaurus.
Lizard Man. So and Orange Kool-Aid they was pumping Orange Kool-Aid up, Orange Cassidy, whatever. Sorry about that. If anybody like Orange Cassidy, but I call him different names, man. Anytime I think about him, it's Orange Crush, Orange Kool-Aid, Tang. I call him Tang, but let's just call him Pockets, man. So they put Pockets up, and Pockets, he's a friend of Tony Khan. So Cody Rhodes is seeing this thing that, hey, I have no control back here in this locker room or anything. And I'm getting booed out here. I don't want to be a heel. And the company is not doing anything to level me up to where to where I can come out here and give promos and be this fan favorite star that I really am. The company was not doing anything to help that. So he was like, I do not want to turn and be a heel. So I see the writing on the wall. Everything is beginning to get chaotic here. Tony continues. He brought in Malachi Black, gave him control. Yep. He brought in Bryan Danielson. Then he brought in CM Punk. He brought in Brody Lee, and he started bringing in all these people. And Cody Rhodes like, okay, and all of these guys.
You mean Brody King?
I mean Brody King. All these guys start talking about, man. Oh, I love that I'm over here in AEW, and like I said, Tony Khan, he's really giving me a lot of reins and all that, and we really get to hang out, and we get they was all putting these messages out, and they was going on podcasts and all this stuff, and then you had people like Jim Ross. Jim Ross was going on podcasts. He was dogging out AEW. He was like, look, I left. I had a job, man. Well, I was working with Sting. I was working with Magnum TA. I worked for Bill Watts. I worked for Jim Crockett. I work for
man.
Turner. And then he was like, he said, I'm I'm working with this shit. He basically said that, And he said, I have to get up and I have to watch all these guys do cartwheels and all these guys wanting this and wanting that when they really don't deserve it. He was out there talking about that. Conan was working for him, AEW, and out there bashing AEW. I'm like, what in the world's going on? And Tony Khan was letting this stuff happen.
And Z1 says, didn't Tony Khan say it was okay for people not liking each other, and it's okay if they want to fight each other? Shaking my head. That right there. I don't know if Tony said it, but Z1, if he did say it,
he did say that, Chris.
That right there lets me know you do not care about your company.
Yeah.
That lets me know you can live within dysfunction. That lets me know that you don't give a damn about how your company looks in the perspective of the world, not just in the world of wrestling, but in the world when you're trying to be a global force.
Yeah, I tell you what, Chris.
You don't care.
Well, you said something in here. You said something doing that, doing your sentence right there that hit right on the money. You said dysfunction. The word dysfunction. And when you talk about dysfunction, you're talking about what Z1 said. Wrestlers can it don't matter if they mad at each other, they can fight or whatever. It doesn't matter. And you hit the nail on the head with that dysfunction. You see how it all plays out, all the matches and everything. There's hardly ever any clear winners. There's always somebody coming out. There's always attacking. People always coming from the back. So always coming from the back, running in. You run your company dysfunctional.
Mm-hmm.
And you run and you let everything in the back be dysfunctional.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, Tony Khan thinks that's what sells. For some reason, when he was growing up watching wrestling and when he saw it, remember all of us, when we grew up, we used to see dysfunction every now and then, but you didn't see it much. You didn't see it much. And
when it happened, it was a major shock.
It was a major shock, and it kept your mouth open. But when you do it, I mean, he has I've seen Tony Khan where he's had a 8-man match, a 6-man match, a ladder match, all fouls count anywhere match, and have 3 or 3 different run-ins in the same show. I've seen this from Tony Khan. Nothing but dysfunction, just total chaos. Nobody's getting any clear signs of winners or anything. But you know what? Fans have stayed loyal to him. He has a certain niche of fans.
Yeah, he does. He's carved out a certain niche now. He has carved out a certain niche. And so stick with him,
So he does. He wants to continue to grow, but he has decided, hey, I'm gonna hang on to them because they like this. But if we give a little bit more, he believes give a little bit more, we're gonna draw even more fans if we give a little bit more of this chaos. And let me put this out here in the public that it's all right for these guys to fight in the back room if they get in a fight or be mad and cuss and yell at each other. It's all right. And you see what he did with the language barrier. You see how they changed and they went to where it was just all out cussing or whatever they wanted to say on the microphone.
Yeah.
Shock value. It was all about shock value. Yeah. And like you said, man, just
dysfunction.
Dysfunction. Just everything's dysfunctional. And when people look at this thing on TV, even though he has a good product, he has good wrestlers, a lot of great wrestlers up there.
Yeah, he does have good wrestlers.
But when you see all that dysfunction and everything, and nobody really gets to finish a match without somebody coming in and attacking the combatants, then you're like, man, I don't know if I really want to watch this. Turn it off. And we've seen people, man, that started watching wrestling again, that was going to wrestling shows with us, and they told us flat out. They told me flat out, man, it's getting embarrassing to watch.
Yeah. And our man DSK, he says Tony's too much of a fan. Yes, he is, which I've stated. He's too much of a fan.
Over and over for a long time.
He is. He's too much of a fan. And I've also said he doesn't have what it takes to be a boss.
Yeah.
We've said that.
Oh, yeah.
And he sat there while CM Punk buried his biggest stars. He did sit there, man, while he buried some of his biggest stars. He's too much of a fan, and it's out of control now, man. It's gotten to the point where he can't manage it anymore. It's too far. It's too far gone, man. It's too far gone for him to try to control this thing, to reel this monster back in. It's too far gone, and I don't know if he can do anything. And as far as damage control, I don't know if he can do any damage control, to try to rectify this or anything. I don't know if he can. It's just that messed up, man. So I don't know, man. I honestly, I don't know. But yeah, DSK, good point, man. Good point. Good, very good point, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my partner had to step off for a minute. I don't know.
I'm back.
Okay, welcome back, man. Welcome back.
But Chris, look. He needs to go ahead and sell the company, man. If he can't get this thing under control or put people in place, like I said, William Regal. Take William Regal and say, look, you're the executive vice president in control of operations. Tony Schiavone, you can commentate. I want you to be on commentary, not going in doing the ring work and doing segments with these guys. You're going to be on commentary, but you are the executive assistant to William. Go to Mark Henry. Say, Mark Henry, you are the executive in control of the locker room. Who's gonna challenge that big old monster, man? And tell him, like, say, and have what's name on you as your right hand man. He's your executive. He's your partner. Big Show.
Yeah.
And these two are in control of the locker room. They're gonna make sure there's no chaos in the locker room. Who's gonna challenge those guys? But like I say, And William Regal, CM Punk, if you got something to say, you can't get in touch with William. You talk to, well, actually, he need to have a chain of command. You talk to Tony.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Tony
saying. Yeah.
talk to William. And then they'll both, if they can't get it straight now, then you got to sit down with William Regal, Tony Schiavone, and Mark Henry. And they iron it out. Yeah. And that way you have 3 witnesses to what's going on. Yeah. And if they gotta suspend you, they gotta take
fine you or whatever.
Fine you, sit you down for a while, then that's gonna happen. Or anybody else, man, that's causing chaos in the company. Because the company cannot have that. You're a wrestling company, but you also a business. And it has to operate as a business. And we as wrestling fans, man, we want to see wrestling. We want to see wrestling. We want to see it finished. We want it to look clean. We want it to look competitive. We want it to look like a sport, like it was. It was considered when we was growing up. It was a sport. And yes, we do want to see this chaos every now and then, but we do not want to see that all the flipping time. But unless Tony Khan, if he doesn't have it in his head, if he doesn't have the knowledge where he can convey this, like I say, just drop it off to somebody who can convey it and can put people in that organization in a system where it's a system to where they have to go through a chain of command and this thing and keep the thing organized.
Yeah. Now Z1 said, "I'm happy Tony Khan created AEW. I am too. I am too. It was something different. No doubt. But he lost a lot of interest when he brought too many WWE guys in. Yes, I can see that. I can see that instead of using, some New Japan guys, independent guys, or whatever the case may be, he went to WWE because he figured these guys had a name and that they were, established already and everything, and he figured that would give him more push. Well, it did. It gave him some buzz and everything, but then he messed around and brought in CM Punk, which we had no idea that it was going to be like this. We had no idea. Right. Because at first, I was like, okay, CM Punk's back. Cool. Great. But now it's turned into a whole nother monster. So we don't know.
Yeah.
Now,
go ahead.
DSK also says Tony has so many jobs, it seems, when the Jags has the big events happening like the draft, free agency, start of the season, etc., things at AEW are out of control. Yeah, because he basically wants to handle everything, man. He said he wants to run everything from top to bottom by himself and everything in between, including what's going on outside of AEW, the Jaguars, or any other thing that he's associated with outside of AEW. He's got his hands in too many things, and he's just chaos. He runs his life like he runs his company. Dysfunctional. There's no order.
Yeah, and I tell you
there
what,
it is. There it is.
I tell you what, his dad, I guarantee you, his dad didn't make it up there. His dad did not get where he's at being dysfunctional. There's no way. There's no way.
Ain't no way.
No way. So I mean, his dad did not become a billionaire by dysfunctionality. There's no way. So I mean,
on that level, you got to have order, some kind of order in your life. You have to.
That's right. I don't know anybody unless you inherit the money, and that's the whole thing about it. Tony Khan has inherited a certain amount of money, but I tell you what, what's bankrolling this company. It's not his money; it's his dad's money that's bankrolling this company, and that's probably the reason that he feels that he can do anything that he wants, because Tony is not digging into $2 billion that he's worth. He's digging into that pot of gold that his dad owns, and he's pretty much playing with. It's like he's playing with Rock'em Sock'em robots. Remember the Rock'em robots?
Yeah.
He's just playing with the Rock'em Sock'em robots, and if somebody's head get knocked off, the head gets knocked off, and he just push it back down, and he just he spends a little bit more money. Right. If the set gets messed up, he spends more money and gets something else new and shiny and tries to put it out there again until just like when we was growing up, if your game or if your favorite toy got messed up, you went out and got another one. Your friends was coming over to watch your train set or whatever. Yeah. Your train set got messed up. You got another one. You go to your next door. You tell your friends, go outside, tell your friends they coming in to see your new train set.
Yeah,
that's what's happening with him. He has a toy that he's playing with, and he's like, "Hey, I got a new addition to my train set. I just bought the new G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. You know, I just got to do G.I. Joe with the M16. Come check that out. So they come in and they checking it out. That's what's going on with AEW, man. He has a toy.
Yeah, it is. It's a toy, man. But yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, we've been on here for an hour, man. I got to get ready to head out of here.
No doubt.
Man, but I just wanted to come on here. You guys vent, get this all out here and everything, man. I hope you enjoyed it. All our YouTube viewers, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of, if you're on Facebook, like, share, and join. If you're on YouTube, which a lot of you guys are on YouTube, like, share, join, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
No doubt.
Because like I said last night, we are not a scheduled podcast. We come on at any crazy time, so always hit the notification bell for times like this when we come on. And if you're on Twitch, also do the same thing that you would do on YouTube, like, share, join, and subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you're on Twitter, like, share, tweet, and retweet, man.
Yes, definitely.
Harry, whoo, I had to get that off my chest, man.
I know you called me, man. I wasn't ready for this. You know, I'm laying down and all that.
I didn't care, man. I got something to say. I got something to say today, man. Not you. I had something to say today.
Yeah, you did.
Man.
I tell you what, we should just. All I gotta say, man, is Tony Khan need to be straight up. He need to let Ace go, and he need to let William run this thing. And he needs to say, bye, I'm going over into the football operations. I'll see you guys 4 or 5 months. Let this thing go. And that's the way it should be played out. Yeah. He should play it out that way because he doesn't need to be near this wrestling operation for a while. He needs to get his head clear.
With football on, his dad going to be like, hey, you need to get your butt over here, boy.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Because, come on, Thursday is the first game of the season, and then you got, you got the Sunday, you got everything kicking off. So his dad's going to need him, and Tony, hey, but you're going to need some backup, man, but
that's true.
We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, no doubt. But for my man, Christopher Burton, I'm HBT, Harry Bernard Taylor, and telling all our fans, our viewers out here, stay straight up. We'll see you guys soon. That's all we can really say because we ain't got it scheduled. We probably going to come on tonight.
Yeah, we might come on tonight. Who knows?
We'll probably be on. So look forward to seeing that. And we'll talk about something different. I know we've been talking about this situation, but we're going to talk about something different tonight. We'll see you guys. Have a good one. Later.
Stay straight up. Peace.